What's that say? What's that say right here? It says becoming the best trader in the world. So let's talk about that. Becoming the best trader in the world. So I have big goals for my trading career. And I have big goals for this year. Come up here, dogs. Even this year, I want to be one of the best traders in the world. And we're going to talk about what that looks like and what that means. We're going to look at Stock Market Wizards, talk Mark Minervini, talk about Edge. So get in, come in, take a seat, get out your notebook, get out your pen and paper. Let's do it. Free education. Let's get into it. So first of all, it's a new year, and I haven't put out my goals for the year. And I could put out a bunch of outcome goals of how much money I want to make. The lighting's kind of whack. There we go. How much money I want to make. I want to make 6 figures. Now I want to make 7 figures. The annualized ROI I want 100% return, 200% return, 300% return. I could talk about I want to be on the top of the leaderboards, how much withdrawals I want, all this stuff. Well, ultimately, outcomes I'm not in control of. Whatever happens with outcomes happens. And my goal is to have the best process, have one of the best processes. I think this will improve the lighting if we do that. Actually, let's check this out. How does that look? Okay. I want to have one of the best processes, right? Outcomes follow the process. So it's not about having the best system even, it's about having the best process. This is where my edge comes in. So check this out, before we get into that. Stock Market Wizards, I always recommend Market Wizards. The Mark Minervini Stock Around the Clock chapter is awesome. He says, Jack Schwager asks him, was your passion for the market related to the opportunity to make a lot of money? Mark Minervini says, initially, I might have been attracted to the stock market because of the money, but once I got involved, making money was not the issue. Jack asks, what was the issue? Mark says, the issue was winning. The issue was being the best at something. My goal is to be the best trader in the world. If you're the best, you don't have to worry about money. It comes flying through the window. He says, if you're the best, you don't have to worry about money. It comes flying through the window. So I'm trying to be the best trader I can be, not worry about money. This year, if I'm the best trader I can be, money will come flying through the window. By the way, I'm not trying to become the best trader in the world. I want to be one of the best traders in the world. I don't know that I want to pay the price to be the best, but I'm willing to pay the price to be one of the best. And I'll tell you, I know what it takes, and I know what it takes because of my past in Magic the Gathering, where I was one of the best players in the world by many metrics. Those of you guys who know, you can look up constructed win percentage at the Grand Prix level. I'm still have one of the highest win percentages. And there's a lot of people, of the few people above me, a lot of them were suspended for cheating, got busted for cheating. So I know what it takes to become one of the best in the world. And it's not necessarily what people think. What I've found is, and what I've seen, when I look at, especially when I read all these Market Wizards books, some of these guys trade crazy hours. Some of them do. Most of them do not. So here's where my edge is. Here's how I can be in that top 1%. I'll be happy to be in the top 1%. How can I be in that top 1%? What is my plan? And again, outcome, the past 2 months since I've really hit my stride with my new system, and there's been some drawdowns in here, but I've stuck with it, I'm up 30 risk units. If I can do that, if I can go 15 risk units a month for a year, I'm one of the best in the world, right? In that time, I passed how many challenges? I think 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 phase 1s and 3 phase 2s. And I would have had a payout. My only lost account was intraday drawdown. My bad, but not because I lost R trading, right? So that was profit given back. Yeah, the results are coming in, and if I'm able to replicate them through the year, I will be one of the best traders in the world, okay? January, if I can replicate what I've done in January, I'll be one of the best traders in the world, right? So What is the process though? Because what is the edge that creates these results? Is it a system? Well, my system is really simple and it's nothing very fancy and it's nothing very. I think there's some wonderful things about it, but the system, you cannot separate your system from your own process. So here's where my edge is, and here's where I can be better than 99% of people is in the process. So this is my philosophy on trading. When you're making a transaction and a trade, I'm making a trade with someone else. The person who is sharper and smarter, better prepared and better rehearsed has an edge and an advantage regardless of what the system is, right? So that is where my advantage is my decision window where I'm making trades compared to my competition's decision window when they're making trades. I'm smarter, I'm sharper, I'm better rehearsed. How is that possible? Well, it's hard to compete with me in my time zone, honestly. I'm going to explain a lot of these ideas here, and if you think that I'm wrong, please tell me. So my decision window is only 15 minutes a day. First off, that's a huge advantage. It's a huge advantage because by keeping my decision window so short, I'm able to be incredibly sharp during that time. The extreme, on the other hand, is if your decision window is 24 hours a day and you never sleep, you're not going to do great, right? You're not paid for quantity of decisions. You're paid for quality of decisions, and you only need to make those decisions once a day, depending on your trading system. That's the way I set up my trading system. But I'm trading against people who, since I'm trading in this 15-minute decision window, around the daily close, around the next daily open for futures and Forex, the people on the other side of the trade, many of them have been trading for 8 hours. It's the end of their day. They're tired. They're motivated to book a profit. They're stressed. They're tilted from losses of the day. They're greedy because they're up. And I'm coming in fresh. I have an advantage. I have a physiological advantage. And partially, that's also because of time zone. Because the daily close happens to be at 12 p.m., 11 a.m. Hawaii time, late morning for me. And this is Hawaii time. Not many people live in Hawaii time. West Coast, East Coast is much later. They're already out of their circadian optimal peak, right? I'm making my trades in my circadian peak. The competitor on the other side that's exchanging with me is not. There's an advantage. I get more sleep than the competition. I'm averaging 8.5 hours of sleep, 2 hours of deep sleep. I track it with my Oura Ring. Most of the competition, the average person doesn't in America, average person and average trader is not getting 8 hours of sleep. That gives me an advantage. I have a better diet than 99% of people. I'm only eating organic. I'm only eating pasture-raised animals. I'm eating a lot of animal products, great energy, a lot of tropical fruit. I have an incredible diet, right? I'm getting more sun, especially in the morning, than 99% of the competition. I'm getting into exercise. I'm walking the dog. I'm swimming in the ocean. I'm coming in better exercised into this 15-minute, into this peak, right? Now, it's not just the physiological advantage, but that's huge. Because look, I have a massive physiological advantage. I'm already smart, but during this 15 minutes, I'm so fucking sharp and smart and unemotional and just executing my system. Whereas on the other side, even the hedge fund managers are tired people who are dull and are prone to making errors. So just by managing my schedule in this way, regardless of what the system is, because this allows me to execute the system, one of my process goals is I make very few errors. Why do I make few errors? Combinations of having a simple system and having a narrow decision-making window where I'm not making a lot of decisions. I'm making fewer errors than the competition, right? What else? My ratio of rehearsal to decision-making is much higher than the competition. Because even if I'm making all my decisions in 15 minutes in the day, I'm rehearsing that the night before, I'm rehearsing that in the morning, I'm rehearsing it mentally, I'm journaling it, I'm video journaling it. I've rehearsed all the variations of what could happen, and I have this plan already coming in. I'm being reactive, but I know how I'm going to react ahead of time. Nothing's going to surprise me. I'm not going to be stressed out or tilted if I got stopped out. I know what I'm going to do if that happens. So, whereas the competition, if you are trading for 8 hours, or even 8-hour trading window, you cannot be rehearsing for 16 hours. There's only 24 hours in the day. So if I rehearse for an hour, and I have a 15-minute trading window. That's another reason my ratio of rehearsal to trading is higher than anyone else. Now, the another thing that gives me is my preparation. My ratio of back testing to live trading is higher than anyone else. And I know this because when people are on their computer, it's super hard to back test. They get into live trades and they just trade. I spend very little time on the computer. I spend very little time on my phone. All my charts and trades and setups and back testing is printed every night and every morning, especially during the week. Maybe not every morning during the weekend. But I'm back testing, I'm studying, I'm trading, I'm rehearsing through these physical charts that I'm looking at offline. I'm doing this last thing at night, and I'm doing this first thing in the morning. That's when the brain is most perceptible. I know that 99% of the competition does not do this. It gives me an edge, it gives me an advantage. Over time, even if I've only been trading actively for 2 years and in the markets for 4 years, it allows me to gain a lot of experience very quickly just by doing this every day, even if it's 30 minutes at night, 30 minutes in the morning. So this is where, to me, how I can become one of the best traders in the world, because I'm better prepared. I'm the top tiny percentile in terms of sleep, diet, exercise, physiological state while trading, a minimization of errors, rehearsal to trading ratio, back testing to trading ratio, looking at physical charts, so on and so forth. So, I mean, that can come up with there's a number of systems that I could trade, or various ways of system. Again, my system's really simple. I'm looking at a lot of different assets. I'm buying green days. I'm selling red days. I'm trailing my stop. If my buy turns red, I get out. The next day, if my sell turns green, I buy out of the next day, and then I just trail my stop. And yeah, here's another advantage: is I don't trade from my phone. A lot of the competition trades from their phone. It's a huge advantage only checking and deciding 15 minutes a day, because otherwise it's really hard to stay with these winners, right? The biggest winners tend to be the longer trends, which a minimum are a week, holding for a week. It kind of depends. And it's really hard to do that. That's another edge and advantage I have, is people get fidgety in their winning trades and they want to get out of them. Whereas I'm comfortable trailing the stop, trailing the stop. Every once in a while, runs for 50R. I've already had one. It ran for 24R. It came back 16R. An 8R trade. Had some huge trades. So I believe I've got unbelievable confidence that yes, I can do this. Now, that's my way of getting an edge. There's other ways of getting an edge, right? That was my way of getting an edge in Magic the Gathering as well. I didn't test more. I tested more than the competition. I played less, and I was at a higher, better physiological state, and I came in with a better strategy. Same thing with trading. But there's other ways, right? Mark Minervini, the way I'm preparing works for CFDs and futures, wouldn't work for stocks. Stocks would take a lot more preparation because it's a much bigger world. There's a lot more fundamentals to look into, or there's a lot more charts to review. I get this 15-minute decision window because I'm only looking at about 20 charts, right? I'm looking at Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETH, BTC, BTCD, Total 3, Total 1. I'm looking at about a dozen Forex pairs: GBP, AUD, SEC, JPY, SGD, a couple more. I'm looking at US 500, 100, 30, 2000, EU 50, and JP225. I'm looking at metal, gold, and platinum, and that's about it, right? So I can get through that in 15 minutes and say, I have a signal here, I have a signal there, everything else is no trade. Spend 30 minutes putting in the orders because I'm trading so many accounts. But yeah, I've seen no reason why I can't do it, and I want to put it on the record that this year I'm coming for the next this year. I'm gonna stick with this process, and we'll see where we get to. Yeah, I'm coming in with the bazooka. So we'll see what happens. And I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Hope you found this useful. And yeah, appreciate you. Much love. If you made it this far, just so you know, probably going to take down all my trading videos and stop posting them of actually analyzing the market. If I'm not going to sell it, there's no reason to give it away for free because I work hard for this. And I don't think people can really copy my system, but it still isn't very helpful. It could be harmful to have it out there. So yeah, that's how you become the best, one of the best in the world. That's my edge. Your edge could be something totally different, but that's my edge.